I don't know if you're experiencing this right now at the moment, where, especially right now, where it's the summertime, right? And you seeing in the news, you seeing it everywhere that like, yo, things are just going on. You just hearing an example where someone is just lashing out, taking people's lives. And when you go out in public, for example, like me, and this is what I'm currently going through at the moment, there's going to be certain places that you just cannot attend. There's going to be certain places where it's going to be to the point where you cannot even walk anymore. It's going to be to the point where you're just going to have to catch Ubers. If you drive, you're going to have to drive everywhere. And you're going to have to be in and out. You're not going to be able to even sit and eat at public places, well, at least where places where the average person will go. Because in these times now, especially right now, especially in the summertime, a lot of people with low vibration, a lot of people that's like, their energy is just not aligned. They just gave up in life. They don't see and they don't believe anymore that life, there's so much to life. They done gave up. And you, as a person that's high vibing, that's taking care of themselves, drug free, you just focused on where you need to be. You have a vision, and a lot of times people see that and how you have this glow about you. You're positive. You're doing the things that you can do. You do all that you can do to make sure that, hey, you know what? Whatever I got going on, I'm gonna pass it down to the next generation and be an example. When people see you, especially in public, the more normal people. Well, I won't say normal people because there's people that live average every day, but they're gonna see that, okay, you have a purpose, you're going somewhere, you're much more at peace with yourself, you have an identity, and they're gonna do their best to start trouble with you and bring them down with them. And as much I'm gonna have to say that, hey, if something happens to you, you're gonna have to defend yourself, which is most cases you should. But it's gonna be to the point where even if you're wrong, you're right, and you mean well for you making sure that you mean well for yourself, and you're doing the best that you can to protect yourself. Especially this light that we call the Matrix, they're gonna try to bring you down because they see your light, because they believe that, hey, you defending yourself, you're supposed to rely on them. So it's going to be to the point where you're going to have to isolate yourself from the people, from the norm. And if you're a person like me, I'm in New York City. Now, don't get me wrong, you hear a lot of things that's going on in the city, right? But there's places in the city, especially in New York, where most people don't go to, where the average people don't go to, can't go to, and don't go to. But if you read this, before I get into the video, let me introduce myself. This is Gene, your best friend, your new best friend, and I invite you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. And today we're going to talk about you can't go to normal places just like everyone else. You can't. But again, I invite you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. And let's get back into the video. I was reflecting back on what happened, which was a few weeks ago, and I was having a conversation with the police officer. And for me, I'm all about doing the best that I can and obeying the law, because in this world that we live in now, is almost to the point where there's almost no self-defense. I've seen many people, and I've heard of many people doing things to defend themselves and even protecting themselves, and it's to the point where the Matrix, the world that we're living in, gave them a punishment. Now, I know to some people, and there's gonna be somebody that's gonna come over here and say, oh, you're a grown man, you're supposed to protect yourself. Yeah, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to risk it. Man, I'm gonna say this. At this present moment, and even times I done, went traveling, I done went to many places, and I've seen how this world, how beautiful life can be. I got a business. I've seen how I started from the beginning and how I built it up and how much money I made from it. And I made a decision. I'm like, yo, how am I going to let someone come and mess that up? I need to lose that over somebody that has no identity and that's not going nowhere in their life. And I chose the path to just do what's right. But one of the things, like I said, as I reflected a few weeks ago, and even me personally, I noticed that I'm much more at peace when I'm not around the norm. I'm not around where people just, in public places. Like, don't get me wrong, like, this is the city, this is tourist area, and I'm not talking about places like this. This is high vibe, man. I feel like in a major city where it's like nothing but tourists, where it attracts high vibe and like financial, multi-millionaires. I'm not talking about that. But let's say if you're in a small city or you're in a major city where within that city, there's a particular area, where the vibration is low, where people start to just start trouble with you and there's a lot of crime. You're gonna have to get out that area. Or even if you are in that area, it's to the point now you cannot even hang around that area no more. If you gotta go out, even if you just have to go to the store, like the corner store or anywhere you have to go, for New Yorkers they call it bodegas. It's gonna be to the point where you're gonna have to just do a quick walk over there and then come back to the crib. You cannot even stay out no more. If you have to go to the supermarket, it's to the point where you're gonna have to drive. Instead of like walking to the supermarket where it's 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk, it's to the point where you're gonna have to drive, catch an Uber. Because the way this world is going, especially in the United States, at least I can say for the United States, you have to be very careful. I'm talking to those that's high vibing, yo. And there's not many people that's watching my videos that can relate to this. But for those of you that, I've seen in the comments, people hit me up in emails where, like I said in those videos, I didn't hit some numbers when I talk about people staring at you. Those same people who staring at you, and it feels like very intense, it's gonna be to the point, man, you can't even walk down the street because them same people, or probably somebody else that's relatable to that, are gonna try to come in for you. I know for some of you, you're gonna be like, oh, I can't stay in the house all the time. I can't be inside all the time. Hey, I'm not putting fear on anybody. But where I'm going with is this. At least for this season, you're just gonna have to just be very careful. Because a lot of people are just not themselves. They don't have no identity. They're paying karma. And then that karma that they're paying and that punishment that they're getting for within them, they trying to put that in you so you can come down with them. Now, I can't say it's for people that you don't know or but I'm not trying to bring this a spiritual video, but people got demons inside of them. And it's like to the point where they just have to let them demons out. They can't live with them demons anymore. So it's to the point now where you see how high your vibration is. You're happy. You know what I mean? You're carefree. You know. It's to the point where you're gonna have to go places where it's like that. You may gonna have to just drive out to another town that's close by you and hang around there and go hang at the park and read a book. And even then, I'm not saying there's 100% perfect over there, but places that's low vibing, you're gonna have to be careful. If you're just like me, you're gonna hang where it's high vibration. You know what I mean? You can sit at a park, read a book, listen to music, go to the gym, and everybody just mind their own business. Everybody just focus on where they need to be and where they need to go. But you see me right here. I'm chilling. I'm here where tourists, you know, people from all over the world that's coming, and they just want to live their lives. Currently, right now, I'm sitting right here. Somebody is just having a phone, doing it. Now, of course, is this the ideal place I would love to be? Of course, I'm here. And I'm doing the best that I can to make sure that I'm at peace. So, again, you're not going to be able to hang around and be around people that are normal, because the average person don't have no identity, or even if they're not staying trouble, they're not trying to start trouble with you, but they're doing at their best to just grab your energy, your attention, or just starting an argument or just mess up your energy. One way or another, they try to, alright? So if this video resonate with you, I invite you guys to please like, share, subscribe to your best friend, and also please like, share, and subscribe, alright? So I just said that already, but it's a little hot outside. I'm chilling. I just came from the gym, and then alright, once again, be careful, alright? Enjoy your summer. Peace.